Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Kel.
And this is Misfit.
And we are here with, I guess, just talking about the news, more of a news episode of OverTakes. So we've got a few different things to go over. We got new teams. We got teams dropping players.
Yeah,
we've got new formats. Some pretty interesting stuff coming in for Season 2. Really exciting. So if that's something that interests you, don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe. If you're new here, please do those things. If you've already done those things, thank you so much. Let's dive into this.
Yeah, let's go into it. I guess we're going to start off with my team.
Well, we finally got the news. They've been kind of teasing some changes. I don't think this is definitely not the final news because now that they've dropped all these guys, they have to add more people. So that's going to be down the line, but you want to go over who all has been dropped?
So sorry guys, I was talking to other people about this. So so the Mayhem decided to do, and I'm going to cover this first. So Ben, the owner from who owns Misfits, said that they did a trial with all of the Season 1 Mayhem players. We're going to get some more to that in a minute. With Korean players, European players, Western players, all kinds of different players.
I think they said over 50 players tried out.
Yeah. So they had over 50 players tried out, and then this is the release list. So they released Logix, Swoosh, Zupe, Zebasai, Zappis, and then they kept Tavik, Saya player, and
Awesome Guy.
They basically liquidated. I'm sad to see some of the guys go, to tell you the truth. And Manitin they got rid of too.
Yeah.
Which Manitin and Logix, I thought they would have kept.
Though, yeah, that's probably the most questionable of any of the decisions they made. I'm wondering if it's because they wanted to do right by those two guys or something. I don't know. But it's also curious that they kept Tavik instead of one of those guys.
Yeah, because that's interesting.
I figured that he was going to be a guy that they were going to drop, honestly.
Yeah, so did I. I thought they would have kept... but also, if you look at it from a standpoint of play, him and Side Player have different hero pools.
Yeah, that is true. Whereas,
and there's no saying that he's going to be a starter.
Whereas, I mean, if you're going to keep Side Player, like, you're best off not having Logix just because they have pretty much the same hero pool.
Yeah.
There's a few differences here and there, but, I mean, if you're going to go one over the other, you pretty much have to go Side Player. So I get that.
I also think they wanted to get rid of the narrative of that team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great guys. I love those guys. I mean, they're entertaining as fuck. They were great once, but they had this, like, coaches can't coach them and stuff.
Right.
And then the coaches just stopped. Which, that's another thing. I think they should be on warning, too.
Yeah.
Look, I was not pleased with what happened, and some of the reports coming out of what the coaches did on that team, there's laziness, there's, too much of a friendly atmosphere with some of it. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's somewhat similar to what was happening with Dallas with...
Kai.
Yeah, where
Kai. We haven't had any Kai news in a while.
Right,
so.
where Kai was too friendly with all the guys and he wasn't able to actually coach them. And it seems like it was a very similar situation where like they just either they didn't want to be coached or he didn't want to coach them because he didn't want to ruffle any feathers or whatever. But no matter what the case is, you just can't have that kind of relationship as a player to coach or coach to player.
Yeah. Now, where are they going to go? I mean, we talked about the whole Runaway thing, but Runaway wants to be a whole team.
Right.
They don't want to be...
And it's possible. I mean, they could totally bring in Runaway, keep everything, and then keep those three guys.
Maybe trade Saya Player for something else. You don't know.
Right.
But
I feel like they're going to end up picking up a different Korean roster because it seems like Runaways, I feel like their whole situation is more tailored to going into a brand new team where nothing else is established. They can bring in their whole infrastructure 100%. They don't have to do anything but bring these guys in because it seems like they're going to have to shell out a bunch of money because Flowervin, the owner of Runaways, really wants all of her players to get paid a pretty good wage.
Oh, they will.
And they will, for sure. And then it's also just, I mean, they already have the infrastructure set up, everything that they need as far as coaching and and just how they carry themselves and everything and run themselves. I mean, that's perfect for a brand new team that doesn't have anything else established. Yeah. And I mean, I can understand one of the other teams, like especially Mayhem, wanting to do something like that. I just think the price is probably going to be too high. Probably going to settle for a lower team because they also want to. I mean, hey, they invested a lot into Awesome Guy and Sayaplaya, especially Sayaplaya. Like,
yeah,
if you can bring in a team to build around a guy like that, I think that's what they want to do more so than what Runaways would want them to do.
And I think with keeping Tvik too, I think they're going along the lines of a Philadelphia or maybe a San Francisco or some of these teams that have the mixed roster.
Yeah.
I know Ben's trying to pull the best from everywhere.
Yeah.
Which, I'm all for that.
Right, and that doesn't seem like what Runaways wants.
No.
Because if they're going to be one team, they're going to be like those 6 players, those are going to be the guys that play.
Yeah. And I think some of these guys from the Mayhem that are get let loose, they're going to have jobs.
Oh, for sure. Manitin, 100%. Logic's 100%. I will be absolutely shocked if neither of those guys end up in the league.
No,
I feel like Swoosh could end up on another team. Even if he's not tanking. And it's very possible he won't even be tanking.
Yeah. Because he's a decent DPS.
Yeah, he's a good DPS. But the fact that he does have that tank experience as well could definitely open up more opportunities for him.
Yeah. And the other guys, with the amount of expansion, they have experience in the league. They'll be somewhere, even if it's just a bench,
right in the bench.
Or something like that. I think, now, Logix is...
Oh, Zappos is another guy.
Zappos he'll end up somewhere.
Because that's one thing that we didn't talk about yet with him.
We were kind of teased it, but we didn't really get there.
He tweeted out that he didn't even get to participate in the open trial because they wanted him to focus on the World Cup. And I think that actually is going to work out best for him because it seems like they just kind of wanted to give him a shot to really prove what he can do. I don't think they had all that much interest in retaining him in the first place. They didn't really do anything that hurts him because he proved himself in the World Cup qualifying stuff that, damn, he is a really good player, and that pretty much spoke for itself.
Paired with the right people.
Yeah, paired with the right people. He's going to play really well. So I think he's going to end up with another team. One team to watch out for, he could end up with Dallas.
Yeah.
Because he's got a really good chemistry with Taimu.
That's a perfect spot. They're on the fence about Mickey right now.
Yeah, and even if they keep Mickey, I think bringing in a guy like Zappos would be a perfect fit because then Zappos can play all the characters that Mickey can't, which is basically everybody but Brigitte. But you're keeping Mickey. He's still there. He's still a player. If you need him, he can play.
Yeah. And on those maps where Brigitte is going to be obligatory, you can put him in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
there's going to be maps where you're going to want Brigitte on both sides, and she's just going to be a really good fit, and you put him in there, and then he can also kind of just him being in that environment and being there and bringing him the positivity that he does, I think would be huge for them.
Now, I'm going to throw this out there. Logix to the Gladiators.
Ooh.
Now, this is my thoughts on this. He's friendly with Big Goose and Shaz.
Yes.
Now, would he start? Probably not. He has problems sometimes with, he has a little bit of an anxiety disorder. But you have agilities, or not agilities, I'm sorry, you have hydration, Sure4, and Logix as your 3 DPS rotation.
Ooh, boy.
You need that Tracer McCree kind of person in there. Yeah, I know Sure4 can run that, but just throwing it out there.
But he
takes the Asher role over.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Or Houston.
That would be fantastic. Yes, I think Houston would be a really nice fit. Either of those teams would be perfect for him because they seem to have, from everything we've seen with Gladiators, they treat their players exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Their fans are super supportive, everything. I think that would be a fantastic fit for Logix. I think they would be able to get the most out of him. And I think a lot of the same can be said with Houston. Because Houston's not too far off.
And
I think
they
just need to make a few little tweaks. And adding a player like him would be perfect. Him and Linkser on the same team would be gross.
Yeah, and I think he knows Linkser too.
Because
he knows all the guys from the playing in the contenders in EU and all that stuff.
Right, because we know that with Linkser, he's even though he's a really good Widowmaker, pretty much the rest of his pool is projectile stuff. So you have two really good Widowmakers, and then you have all the other things that Logix is going to bring,
which is also a decent Widowmaker.
Yeah, which is another... Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's the other good Widowmaker. Then you have Tracer.
Jake.
Then you've got his Tracer. You've got his
McCree,
his Soldier. I mean, he's going to bring a lot... pretty much any other hit scan, Logix is going to be your guy. And then...
You have Jake doing what Jake does.
Yeah, and then you have your opportunities where you can put Jake in. And I think that would be a phenomenal...
Yeah, that would be a great
pick-up for them.
It would.
And then that would be a great team environment for Logix to be in as well.
Yeah, because they're a pretty tight group. These guys all know each other pretty well now.
Right.
And I'm sure that's going to factor into a lot of stuff.
For sure.
Especially next week.
I mean, and then, so where do you think Manitin ends up?
Manitin, he could end up in Dallas too.
Yeah.
He very well can end up in Dallas. He can end up in Dallas. Any place where, they have a mediocre to off-tank player, which, I would sign him on an expansion team.
Yeah.
He's good.
I mean, he's
very
one of those
smart.
Guys that you could kind of build around him.
Yeah.
A little bit. If you pair him with another really good team, and that's another thing that could happen, you could take Manitin and Logix and build around those guys on an expansion team and build a pretty damn good team.
Oh, yeah.
I could see Paris doing that, and they go all European.
Yeah, because there's a big pool. I mean, there's a big pool over with the European, because we'll get to it a little bit later. I mean, there's only 2 teams, and one's all Korean.
Right. So if you get a team based in Europe with all European players, I mean, that could be really, really nice for Europe, and they could do really, really well as far as marketing and all of that and building up a fan base. And then there's some damn good European players. They could be a really good team.
Yeah, they would be a really good team. And, any of the, like I said, he's a really intelligent player. Mm-hmm. And he's consistent. He's not over the top. Whoa, what is he doing? Oh my God, this is crazy. But he puts himself in good positions, and he's a great off-tank. He doesn't do a lot of terrible things. I think that, and I'm just going to say one last thing. That environment, they all liked each other and everything, but they were all kind of not communicating, kind of caustic. It was just I think they had been together too long, if that makes any sense. I know they're all great friends. Maybe it'll benefit them. I don't know.
Very possible. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where those guys land, but I 100% guarantee those two are going to end up on teams. Swoosh has a very good chance of ending up. I'm a little more hesitant with some of their other guys. Zapdos is definitely going to end up. It's mostly their supports that I'm hesitant to say that they're going to end up on some other teams.
I think Zebasai will end up someplace where he can coach.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing is
he's good. He knows stuff. It's just he's not as good as he once was.
Right, that's their best chance of getting in to another team is just kind of either a coaching role or a player coach type of thing where they're sitting on the bench. They play if they need to, but they're more there for their strategic input and then their ability, what they would bring to a team environment and their friendliness and because they're just genuinely awesome guys.
Yeah.
So that's where I see those two ending up for the most part, and that could be an expansion team. It could be an existing team. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what goes on. But let's.
That's the crazy thing is this is just the beginning of
madness.
this whole madness. We're gonna have drastically different looking teams going in. There's gonna be 8 new teams. All of this, it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, let's dive into some of these teams. Yeah.
So let's dive into. So since we last talked about expansion, we've had more.
Yeah, we basically had 4 more teams officially announced, 3 or 4 more teams officially announced.
Yeah, we had
because there was rumblings of Washington, but we didn't really talk about it much in our last one.
Yeah, because there's also rumblings about other cities and all kinds of other stuff going on with that. You know, they were talking Washington, they're talking Busan, they're talking...
There's still the Melbourne thing in there a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to come to fruition for a year or two.
That's not... I don't think they're coming in until next year. Season 3, I think, is when they come in. And, man, with the way it expanded this year, if it doubles or if the success of this season is even bigger than the success of the first season, we could see a 30-team league by next season.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it the way they're going. I mean, we thought they would go 16 and just kind of stand pat, but
they added 4 more on top of that. Yeah, like we were thinking, okay, 4 teams, that would be great. Like, that'd be huge. There'd be some really cool things.
Yeah, 6 most.
8. We have 8 new teams coming in total. It's insane. Yep. So starting off the least recent, I guess, announced one was Washington, D.C. I mean, this shouldn't be too much of a surprise. I think the most surprising part of it is the fact that it's another U.S. team.
Yeah.
I mean, we have so many U.S. teams. I think at this point, half of the teams are based in the U.S.
Yeah, and it's kind of like split by coast, like literally nothing in the middle, well, except for the 2 Texas teams.
Yeah, that's literally the only middle of America teams that there are.
Yeah,
is Houston and Dallas. All the other teams are on the coast.
Yeah,
or like really close to the coast. But it's very bizarre that there's still no Chicago team. There's no team in the Midwest. Is basically what's weird. There's no team in the Midwest and there's no team in the mountains.
Yeah,
so there's no like Denver or
anywhere,
Arizona, anything like that.
Yeah, Denver, Arizona, even Salt Lake.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're going Atlanta, you could go Salt Lake.
Right.
I mean, if you're going like an NBA model, or you have St. Louis, something. Well, St. Louis isn't in the mountains. Never mind.
But even that's Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest.
St. Louis. Kansas City, something like that. It's very bizarre that there's just such a void in the center of the U.S.
Yeah, it's odd.
But yeah, so we got Washington, D.C. I believe that this team is owned by either the owner of the Capitals or the Nationals. I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure it's the Capitals.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
NHL guys seem to be invested in the Overwatch.
Yeah, there's a lot of NHL because there's another team that just came in that's going to be owned by another NHL team owner. But yeah, it's...
Washington will be a decent market for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, the market doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
The market is what we're all watching.
Because that's the weird thing is like a lot of teams are not going to be based, like their popularity is not going to be completely based on geography. Like, I mean, there's going to definitely be like people that live in Philly who love the Fusion. There's people in New York who love New York NYXL. But I mean,
you're globalized,
but there's also people that live in Korea that love NYXL.
Yeah.
There's people that live in Europe that love the Fusion. So like, it's kind of all over the place. And I don't think geography is going to matter as much as
currently.
Yeah, currently. I mean, it'll be a little bit different when they're playing in their respective cities, but that's not till next season at the soonest.
The way they expanded this year.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see some of these teams that are added. So then we have another Chinese team in Chengdu.
So now we're up to 3.
3 new Chinese teams, 4 Chinese teams total.
So you have Guangzhou. We're apologizing now for the pronunciations.
Yes.
Hangzhou, Chengdu, and some other zoo maybe. I don't know. Do we have another zoo? No. Oh, no, we don't. All right. Yeah, we got them. We got 3, and then we have Shanghai.
Yeah, it's Hangzhou.
And no Beijing.
Chengdu, and
much
Guangzhou.
like America.
Right.
No Chicago.
Right.
But that would be like no New York. I don't know. They're all large metropolitan areas anyway.
Right.
Large enough to support this. But
I mean,
right now, it doesn't matter.
The 2 cities that most people in the world know from China is Beijing and Shanghai. Shanghai already has their team, so that one was like no-brainer. Everyone knew that was going to happen. But yeah, it's basically like, hey, we started all these teams in America. What cities do you have them in? Oh, well, we have them in LA and Atlanta and Atlanta, Seattle, and
Denver.
Denver.
What about New York?
No, not a big enough market.
Yeah,
we just didn't feel like it.
Well, they didn't approach us with anything, so,
Yeah.
whatever.
We're just skipping over, like the second largest city in the entire country.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's going to put some pressure, and we talked about this off the air, when we were starting to do a little planning on this episode. That's going to put some pressure on Shanghai. Yes. I think that's one of the reasons why they got rid of all the guys, other than they were absolute fucking garbage.
Well, they had to. They had to make wholesale changes. They didn't win a fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, they had to make huge changes, and now they have even more pressure on themselves to make a better team and put out a better product, because now they have competition where they're not going to be the only team in the
largest market in the world, essentially.
In a country with, now they're going to be competition. There's going to be competition for viewers and support and people buying jerseys and whatever for your country that has 2 billion people in it, or nearly 2 billion people in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not the only game in town. And they basically, that's what they did going into season 1. They're just like, we're just going to make a team because we can make a bunch of money, because it doesn't matter what the product is that we put out, because people are going to follow us because we're from China anyway.
Yeah, and then the other businessmen found out the other businessmen in China, or people that pay attention to this stuff, said, "Ooh, there's some money in this fucking thing." Holy
yes, there is.
Balls. Yeah, we're going to set up a roster, and to be brutally honest, I would assume Runaway or Kangdu Panthera or Meta Athena, pick your Korean contenders team.
One, if not
one, is
all
going
of
to end up
these,
there.
Is going to be
not Shanghai. I mean, like one of the other team. One of the teams is going to be
even Shanghai. Could end up doing that. I mean, they're probably not going to get runaways because of what we talked about with the Mayhem.
Right.
But they could absolutely end up signing most of the roster of one of the Korean contenders teams. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
Yeah.
Because they kept, all the people that they kept are Korean except for Dia.
Yeah.
Who at this point, I feel like
deserved a job.
Right. Absolutely deserved a job. And he was, he's 100%.
Yeah.
And at this point, I feel like they have to have at least some infrastructure in place that if he doesn't already know Korean, they have something to help him translate from Chinese to Korean and all of that. Like they've got to have
or something.
Some help, yes. They brought him Rosetta Stone.
Here's a free app. Fucking learn Korean.
Here's your free app to learn Korean.
What, you couldn't buy me Rosetta Stone?
No, right.
No, dude, you lost 40 games. Even though you're the best player on our team, download Duolingo and learn fucking Korean.
Oh, man. Ridiculous.
Anyway, we're getting off track there. But
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And then the last team that's been, the latest team that's been added was kind of a surprise. It's another North American team, this time in Canada, and it's Vancouver.
Now, Vancouver is a good market for this, I think.
Oh, absolutely, because they're not only going to pull from the Vancouver area, they're going to be pulling from Seattle. The whole Pacific Northwest is going to be pulling for that team. Yeah,
Portland, you're, north of California.
Yeah.
Up into Canada, and then, you got all the way up into Edmonton and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of a lot of room for people to be fans of this team.
And it seems like Canada's kind of doing it smart, because they have one team in Toronto now, and then one team in Vancouver.
Yeah, so bi-coastal.
You're kind of getting the opposite sides of the country. You don't have anything in the middle ground, but hey,
I don't think
there's not really much going on in there anyway.
Yeah, so. I don't think you're going to put a team in Winnipeg. I don't.
I mean, look how long it took them to get an NHL team, for Christ's sake.
Well, yeah, they got him back.
Yeah, to get one back.
Yeah, they went to. I think they went to their Phoenix. It was the 90s. Let's put hockey in hot weather.
Yeah.
Portion of the NHL.
The only place that worked was Florida. And even they're kind of.
Well, Florida works because it goes to. If you guys haven't seen Slapshot.
Yeah.
All the people from New York and Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., and, Boston,
they live in Florida.
They retire in Florida.
Right.
So they all are used to pro hockey. Anyway, but the surprising thing, now Vancouver's going to be good. The surprising thing, well, two surprising things. We didn't get Busan or another Seoul team, and the lack of European teams.
Yes.
So if you are going to localize globally, you have two teams in Europe, and you have
12 teams in North America.
Yeah, and 5 teams? 5 teams in Asia right now. That's odd. And your biggest player base and biggest fan base, most likely, you have one team.
Yeah.
But I think it goes back to what I keep saying. Whoever dumps the money on the table gets the team.
Exactly.
And the reports are, we're not talking, they were saying 30 million or 40 million. There's reports of 60 million for some of these teams.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money for...
It's crazy money.
But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. We went on a lot about that, and we have a lot of other stuff we're going to cover coming up probably later on tonight. We did a whole big episode. It turned out to, we talked a lot more, so we split this one up into two. But anyway, that was the first part of it, and the second part will be up later on tonight. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for all of your subscriptions, all the comments, all the interaction that we've had going on. We really, really appreciate it. We like, talking to you guys about this stuff. We want to hear what you think. Where's Logic's going to go? Where's Manting going to go? If they're going to go anywhere. Just, throw it in there. What do you think about the new expansion teams? All that kind of stuff. And the next episode coming up later on tonight, or at the latest early tomorrow morning, Eastern time, we are going to be talking about some potentially really cool changes to the playoff system for next season with the proposed new schedule with the two segments of 14 games, 28 games total, and then the playoffs that are going to eventually happen after the season, of course, and we're going to talk about that a lot. We go off on a tangent or two on that one. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for all your support, guys, and we will talk to you later on tonight, at latest tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot, and we will see you in the next one.